Hi everybody, it's David from Doctors of Running, and today we're going to be doing a sub-3 head-to-head battle between the On Cloudmonster 2 and the On Cloudmonster Hyper. Big key differences to note: we have about a 1 ounce difference between the two. 10.5 ounces men's size 9 in the Cloudmonster 2, 9.4 ounces in my men's 9.5 Cloudmonster Hyper. Their formal stack height measurements are not here yet for the Cloudmonster Hyper, but we can imagine they'll be pretty close. 39 in the heel, 33 in the forefoot for the Cloudmonster 2. That comes in at 10.5 ounces, 6 millimeter drop. Big differences between the two: Helion HF, same midsole seen in the Cloudboom Echo 3 in the Cloudmonster Hyper. That's kind of the base platform with the Cloud Tech that wraps around, kind of like a J-frame from Hoka. Gives you a little bit more rigidity, a little bit of kind of a guidance feel, and a little bit more structure to kind of help balance out that soft, bouncy foam underfoot. And the Cloudmonster 2, all Cloud Tech. So both of these shoes give you kind of that max cushion, rockered ride, but it just comes off a little bit differently. The Cloud Tech has a little bit more of a firmer feel, a little bit more of a balanced rocker. You have a little bit of a flex in the forefoot there, but you also have a little bit more of a snappy pop-off from the speed board. The Cloudmonster 2 has a speed board and the Cloudmonster Hyper does not. So that is one key difference right off the bat there. But I don't know if it changes the forefoot experience too much. I think this kind of gives you a nice balance with a slight little bit of spring in the Cloudmonster 2. And then the lack of speed board is made up for the bounciness through that forefoot through the Helion HF. Very compliant, very bouncy, but you still get some rigidity from the Cloud Tech that's underneath it, almost more so. The platforms are pretty similar in width. When you take a look at the two, I'd say the Cloudmonster 2 might be a little bit wider. You have a little bit more sole flaring in the forefoot, so I feel like you're kind of more structured daily runs if you want to have a little bit more guidance and just kind of more of connectivity to the ground, even for how much foam there is. The Cloudmonster 2 does give you that, but you get a little bit of guidance from the Cloud Tech here, and you just get a really lively and bouncy ride through the forefoot on the Cloudmonster Hyper. Uppers, pretty similar, a lot of volume, a lot of space for accommodation. Lacing system's a little bit different, a little bit more scrunchy there in the Cloudmonster 2, where it's a little bit more of a wide hold on the Cloudmonster Hyper. You also have a microfiber upper here, similar to the Cloudboom Echo versus kind of a more engineered mesh on the Cloudmonster 2. They both have pretty secure heels. When you go and look around, they have a wrap that kind of comes down laterally and medially, almost like a little sidewall there. So they did a good job of making you feel secure and giving you similar but different options. So a little bit more lively, bouncy forefoot, a little bit more structured, and kind of a easy day, long run kind of shoe for the Cloudmonster 2. So that's our head-to-head.